Hey guys, what's going on? It's Jules here, SoCal, and I'm bringing you guys a Black Ops 3 gameplay here on Combine, playing Hardpoint. I'm using the Pharaoh, using Streaks, UAV, Wraith, and Raps. And so the story that I pulled on Twitter was how I broke my wrist. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. I broke my wrist my senior year. So last year I broke it. What happened was I woke up one morning, obviously, to go to school. I was late, and I tried not to be late because my teacher always like threatened to give me like lunchtime detentions or whatever it was, or after school detention or some stupid bullshit. I don't know what the fuck it was, but it was some math teacher. It was like Yugoslavian. I don't remember her name, but she was awful. Anyways, that's besides the point. So I was going and I was running late. I was like running, or not running to school, but I was went through the catwalk that was open. As I was going up, I think there was like 10 minutes before the class started. And since I started at second period, the janitor would sometimes close that, like the main back gate to get to the school already, because I don't know, they didn't want like intruders going on school, whatever the fuck. Like they wanted you to go to the front, but I didn't want to go all the way to the front. Like fucking lazy as shit. I'm not gonna walk all the way over there. It's gonna take me way too long. Anyway, so as I'm going, I'm like, alright, shit. Like, as I'm walking up, I see him lock it, and I was like, fuck. I don't want to walk around, I'm gonna be way too late, you know? So I was like, I'm just gonna hop it, you know? Like, it shouldn't be that big of a deal. It's only like an 8-foot fence. Not even, maybe like a 7-foot. It's not even that tall, so I was like, dude, I got this, right? And that's, at that moment, that's when Julian, he fucked up. So I went, as I was climbing it, is in the back, kind of by the, portables, like on the, I think it was like a senior econ class or something, or history class or some shit. So as I'm jumping the fence, I go and as I'm putting a leg over, I like slip off, boom, hit the floor, just bop, right on my wrist as I was trying to catch myself. And normally when I tell a story, I make an excuse about how my backpack was heavy or something, so like it made me lean back farther than I should have. But I'm not gonna make any excuses because that's obviously not that true. Because I don't think I even carried books at school. It was just me being a dumbass. So I go, boom, hit the floor, right? And I get up and I'm like holding my wrist. And it's like, I can still kind of like move it. So I was like, oh, it's not broke. Hey, watch feed. So, it's not like, to me, I didn't think it was broken. I thought it was just, like, it hurt really bad, but I just thought it was like sore from like falling kind of. So I go to my first class. I was late because as I hit the floor, when I got up, I was thinking like, okay, look, I don't want to jump that. Like, I don't want to try to jump that again because I don't want a repeat of it. So I was like, I'm just gonna walk around. So I ended up walking around anyways. That ends up making me late, basically. And so I walk in, holding my wrist, and I just feel like everybody's looking at me like, what the fuck? Like, why is he holding his wrist like that? Like, it just seemed weird, but yeah, I just thought like, you know, it's just gonna hurt for a little bit. Like, I'll be fine, right? So I go, I'm sitting in class, like towards the end, dude, I'm like, alright, like there's something wrong, like this shit hurts really bad, like it's not going away, like the pain was still there. So I finally, the bell rings, I'm going out to the office, and I'm like, I go ask one of the, fuck, I hate going to the office, by the way. That office at my school was literally the worst thing ever. Just the grumpiest, oldest, fattest, fucking grandma. Oh, they're just the worst people. Anyways, I go, I'm like, hey, I need some ice, you know, I hurt my wrist. And she's like, oh, how'd you hurt your wrist? And I'm like, oh, I fell off a fence. And she just kind of looked at me like, what the fuck, dude? I was like, yeah, I fell off a fence, blah, 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 like, can I get some ice? She's like, well, what fence did you fall off of? And I was like, oh, the back one at the school. So she was probably thinking like, dude, this fucking retard trying to jump a fence at his school and fell off. Right, so then they're like, oh, we're gonna call your parents to make sure that you're okay. So I was like, alright, whatever. So they go, they call my parents, my stepmom comes, she kind of picks me up. We start going to urgent care. I'm still kind of just holding my wrist, trying to keep it in place, because like, not like in place, but like not trying to move it too much, because it kind of just still hurt. So as we're going to the urgent care, I start walking to the door, and I just stop, and I just stand there, and I just get all pissed off, because I could just see how many people is in this damn fucking urgent care. It was literally like somehow, like I was thinking like to myself, like it would be my luck that on this day that I hurt my wrist, that there is literally like 30 people in this thing. Like there was literally like barely any seats. Like I think my stepmom ended up having to stand because there wasn't like back-to-back seats like next to each other. So I was thinking to myself like, what the fuck did everybody get, like the Black Plague or something? Like, is just somehow just everybody sick the day that Julian? Like I know it's an urgent care, but it's like just really just people to get sick the day that I hurt myself. So it's been like we sit there, she like signs me in or whatever, like telling them like just like a brief description of what happened. Right? I didn't think of. I should have just went to the emergency room. They would have fucking taped me up ASAP. Dude, I've been chilling, back in the grind. So it's like 30 minutes. I finally go and get like they get me X-rays, blah blah blah. Like I finally get a soft cast, and as I'm coming back, right. It took me a while to like leave that place, so I didn't get home until maybe about 3 or 4. So, but anyways, as I was coming back, excuse me, as I was coming back, people that like I knew that were like my friends were sending me text messages like, oh I hope you're okay, like I know you hurt your wrist or something, blah blah. And I was like, when I was thinking to myself like, I told like 3 people that I hurt my wrist. And how much, like, it wasn't even like the 3 people that I told were the ones texting me. It was like not like random people, but just other people, my friends. And I was thinking, like, how did they know that? So I guess as I was climbing the fence, that whatever classroom that I was by, people ended up seeing me just like climb on top and then just fall immediately down. So like, it spread it throughout the school that some kid fell down off this fence. And then the people that I told ended up being like, oh yeah, that was Julian. He went to the doctors. Like he broke his wrist. So it's like by the time I had my cast on, but everybody that like I was friends with knew that I broke my wrist from falling off the school fence. So I was already like people were already making jokes about me falling off this fence, and it was just so stupid that how the day I didn't even get to go like to school with the cast on. Like everybody already knew that I broke my wrist. But the worst part was not even having like the broken wrist, I guess. The worst part was like, cause what I broke was my left wrist, but it was like the bone right under my thumb. So I could still like move it in a circle, but like at that point I couldn't because it was broken obviously right there. So when they put the cast on, it was really high up on my thumb, on my left thumb. And so I couldn't play any Call of Duty. Well, I still did, but it was really hard to play Call of Duty, and I literally felt like I had no thumbs anymore because like I was so bad because I couldn't move it, so it was really hard to like walk and like play, and like it would end up just making my thumb really sore. And so like it was just a really just bad experience trying to play video games. So for like a month straight almost, I like found out how it is to be shitty at this game. Like it was literally awful. I literally hated it. Like it was like that was just the worst thing ever. And also another bad part about me breaking my wrist was I couldn't play soccer for about a month. Like I couldn't practice or playing games because it was a hard cast. And so like I literally just sat there on the sidelines just watching my team practice. It was really kind of gay. But there's about 2 minutes left in this game. I end up finishing like 76-11, I think. So I'm just gonna let this play out for you guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next one. Later.
Hardpoint identified. Hardpoint locked down. Keep pushing. We got this.
Grenade, move!
Hardpoint contested.
Mechanical down.
Hostile UAV spotted. Be advised, hostile UAV incoming. Hardpoint lost.
Overwatch scratched.
Hardpoint identified. Hardpoint locked down.
That's a kill. Fire break extinguished. Shot up.
UAV awaiting orders.
Drop them.
Hostiles have destroyed.
Hardpoint contested. Hardpoint lost. Hardpoint locked down. Hardpoint identified.
Confirmed.
Mission clock running down. Hostiles have the hardpoint.
Sniper, get down! Kill. Firebreak, KIA.
Hardpoint locked down. Hardpoint contested. All mission objectives met. Prep for evac.